1. I notice that every time this thing goes on, I go, whoo! Happy Friday, beautiful people. Hugh Lisa here.
Hey guys, hope you're having a great Friday, getting ready for this wonderful weekend. Looking forward to a lot of food, a lot of good eating.
Right. Oh, you know what? We should take a moment to just I guess, shout out. We are sponsoring Jazzism tonight. It is the first Friday. It is about that time, folks, for you guys to come out for a professional mixer with us. We've shared it on our timeline. I think you got it via text. If you can't make it, we'll see you the next time around. But make sure you try to put that on your calendar for the first Fridays. And it looks like consistently we're having it at the same spot. And I think we're getting good momentum. It's really fun. And it's something different as opposed to doing the stuffy stand around and try to like connect and network with people. This just really puts us all in that one love, because, you know, music brings that one love. Shout out to Bob Marley.
And we just want to send our hearts true sort of hopes of joy to the people in Texas, Houston.
Absolutely. Shout out to love, prayer, protection.
Issue right now that's really facing the nation, and we just want to let everybody know that our hearts go out to them, our minds, our souls, and we're going to have a wonderful sort of tribute and sort of help function for them next week, so stay tuned.
Oh, that's great, you guys. Absolutely. So we'll have, as Hugh said, there's some exciting things about a collaborative effort to support what's happening out there. So cool. Thank you, Hugh, for that. Just dropping that in. So, hey, you guys, if you haven't had a chance yet to check it out on my timeline, what we're going to talk about, and I'm just going to drop this out here. Boom. And avoid real estate regret. I wanted to just kind of spotlight this here. There it's up on the screen. And Hugh and I talk about this all the time, especially when we're representing buyers. I think even as listing agents too, we run into that. Oh, shout out to Justin. He just dropped a comment. Hey, Justin, thanks for joining. You know, I tend to roll right into this, and I forget people have got to warm up to get set up. I just like jump in, and I'm like, boom. So good day, Justin. Thanks for joining. Thanks for, just joining the conversation. Like I said, don't be afraid to participate. This is why we do this on a live setting, because we get to engage with you right at this point in time. So this is what we're doing today. We'd like to talk about avoiding real estate regrets. Hey, Leroy. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for joining. So, Hugh, I want to just... what we have here up on the screen for people who maybe can't really see it, if your phone, your tablet's not really bold, but we have just another pictograph, and I've got to say, brought to you by the California Association of Realtors, who provides information that we can use. And this is one that we get every week, and I really love this piece. I was so excited, Hugh. I was like, oh my gosh, we can use this, we can talk about this. Because we always talk about how buyer's remorse, right? That's another thing. I think that's what I'll say, buyer's remorse. So let me just go ahead and bring it up, boom, and play with these views a little bit. There we go. I got it. Okay, Hugh. Jump right in. I'm going to plug in my
So here it is. As most of you guys know, there's yin and yang to everything. And in real estate, there's some regrets once you sell or buy a piece of property. It's usually we usually hear more of a buyer's remorse, because they've spent their money, they've gotten knee deep into it, and they see things that don't fit their fancy. And there are ways to sort of alleviate this in step by step, especially if you are a first-time home buyer. One of the ways that we can just eliminate that is by the buyer, which we are sort of getting into now a little bit more. Buyers, we usually deal with sellers, but the buyer giving their agent a realistic profile of what they're looking for.
So can I time out? Pause. Because I think realistic is such a loaded word to say there that a client, a buyer, is giving an agent a realistic idea of what they want, because that is our job to do the needs versus want. Because what I think I want is realistic to me.
I understand.
I want all of that, and I think I need that. So that is like real to me.
Realistic. You want a 4-bedroom house, 2-bath, and you have $3,000 in the bank, and your credit score is 421, and you have yada 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 yada. We can help you, sure, because you just have to put more of a down payment. But then again, you also have to be mindful that you have to have the money. Realistic.
Right. Yeah. I just wanted to just kind of, just joke and jab, because that is something we do through our consultation, is that folks have to kind of sit down and we've got to walk them through between the needs versus wants. And we do that so that we can not have that, what we're talking about today, that buyer's remorse. But I really love this. So we're going to point out what it talks about. So there's an image of the nighttime atmosphere, things to be mindful of. Nighttime atmosphere, the commute, homeowners association rules, specialty inspections. So in summary, we're going to hit these 4 topics and we're going to wrap it up and let you guys get onto your pre-Labor Day celebration. Hugh, nighttime atmosphere.
Here we go. When you're getting ready to buy a home, you go there. There it is, nighttime atmosphere. You will go there Friday night. You will go there Saturday night. You will go there the morning after the night before.
Say that again. I love when you say that.
The morning after the night before. Now, a lot of us see our house, we see the house in the daytime. However, we don't know how it is in the night. We don't know how it is that Saturday morning, that neighborhood. That lets you know a lot about the neighborhood that you're looking at. So things like that are very helpful.
Right. Love you too. Hey, Naja just joined us. Evan, sharing is caring. Absolutely. Love you. So I really think about that from the nighttime atmosphere, because I remember a couple years ago, we had a client who's woman, single, and looking in various areas. And you're kind of like, I told her, I want to be able to sleep at night knowing that you can sleep at night. So that was an absolute must. I'm going to highlight. So Justin says, what would be the ideal price of a starter home? That would vary in terms of location. I'm going to stick a post-it in that, Justin. We'll come back to it. Let's just get through some of the pointers that we're sharing in terms of how to avoid real estate regret. And price is very important because people have an idea, but I don't know, when people start shopping, Hugh and I are dealing with this all the time. Some people are aware of their budget or what we call their purchase price, and some people end up going 20 grand over. And now it's like, yo, now what happened to the budget? Budget is shot. So thanks for that question. So let's talk about the commute. Oh my gosh, we just covered last week's topic was telecommuters, right? So commute is a big thing, especially when you talk about affordability. Now here, just to remind you guys, we're Hugh and Lisa, local realtors based in California. And we've been in the business for some awesome, fun years with a great company that has a collective experience of over 60 years. So as we talk about real estate, we are talking about in our area of expertise. And yes, a lot of this can be generalized across states. So, and we do have partnerships and referral networks that we invite you to connect with us and reach out. So, commute. So I like that TJ, I'm gonna shout out TJ, Thomas TJ Lofton talked about LA County is expensive. California isn't. There's a difference.
Big difference.
There's a big difference. And I wanted to preface that with saying that everyone wants to be in the metro area, LA area, and that's going to be a premium market, you guys. So if you're looking outside of that area, yes, it's a little bit more affordable, but now you have to factor in the commute, right? So those are things you have to pay attention to. Hugh, build on the commute with us.
Even, well, one of the great things is part of our discussion from last week. Now that most millennials are telecommuting to work and doing things like that, then you can go a little further out and afford a much more house at a smaller price to the family and build more wealth. So with that advent coming along and down the line, it makes everything a little bit easier for new first-time home buyers and millennials. You don't have to go into the office. So move a little further out and enjoy your wealth and enjoy your lifestyle, and just come into the city when you have to.
Right. Good one. Good point. And that's really impacting the real estate market, because as we talk about these companies that are coming in, that are innovating, trend setting, and creating, they're changing where those demographics are looking to purchase. So again, pay attention to the demographics, stay in tune with what's happening and see how that's impacting. Because as a matter of fact, as I'm talking about this right now, there are a couple states that I'm privy to have connections with are actually having new rail train systems built in. We just got one, and we're getting one, which is why everyone's kind of like pumped up and excited, because again, it's solving or alleviating that traffic thing we've got going. But I think California overall, we're probably a little behind New York, right? We're
definitely New York, DC, Houston, Chicago, definitely. But don't worry, we'll catch up eventually.
We'll catch up. Cool. Moving on to homeowners association rules. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, there are common development complex, co-op complexes that actually have shared fees, common walls, and you should know, and it's part of your disclosure when you're purchasing, what exactly those HOA fees on top of your mortgage, on top of additional expenses. This is outside of that. This is an additional separate fee that is payable to the homeowner associations for that particular complex that supports maintenance, groundskeep, pools, amenities, different things, and they vary. So I know we've got a huge development happening here in downtown that Hugh and I went to check out, and it's the HOA fees for that complex, that development, is $1 per square feet. Now let's do the math on that. Minimum square footage is 800 square feet. Guess what? Your HOA fee is $800 a month. So those are things to keep in mind. So Hugh, HOA.
Once again, it's most of you will know about the HOA fee that you see, but there are also assessments that are part of these. Say if your building need a new roof, that is a shared assessment, and that could be added. So those are the sort of things that might cause a little regret. But if you allot for those in advance, then you're not blindsided.
Right. And it's just learning. So this is what we're doing, right? This is an educational real estate literacy education platform for you guys to learn some of these terms, learn the questions, and of course we can expand on it offline. But right here, we just give a synopsis of things to be mindful of as you're stepping into that real estate arena and you're getting ready to purchase. So we're really excited that you are thinking, that you have done it, or you're in the middle of it and you kind of don't know what you don't know. So here we are wanting to build on that conversation. And the last one talks about specialty inspections. So right now we've actually had a cool opportunity of selling a lot more pool homes. So I think that's because that's what I want, you guys. So I've had an opportunity to sell pool homes. And so, yeah, those are going to be different inspections and maintenance that you have to keep in mind. Hugh, specialty inspections.
Well, as far as the inspections go, since you have a pool, there's so much more that comes into play as far as insurance, assessments to the property, and all of those things add up over time. So it's just about being mindful and just being well aware before you get knee deep into it.
Right.
But I have one more that Lisa didn't bring up.
Oh, well, that's cool. Hey, so let's talk about it.
Okay, then here it is. A regret. Renters staying in their apartments too long. That
Ooh.
is a real estate regret that you hear over and over again. Because just think about it. If you're paying roughly $2,200 a month for an apartment, over a year, that's close to $26,000. 5 years, you're looking at close to $130,000. That's a wonderful beginning to your home. Most of 1/3 payment for most homes in California, which is averaging about 500,000 now. So you have to sort of look at where your cutoff point is from renting, and 5 years goes so quickly.
It does.
That by the time you decide, oh, I've been here 5 years paying all this money and I have nothing to show,
Right.
it's over.
Right. So, and I will say that. So, and we are, I'd like to say real estate advocacy, real literacy advocacy, because it's not for anyone. And this is kind of that mindset, what it takes to get in that position. So there are some people that we have come across, and I know especially as they come into their older years and they realize that they've been renting for so long. And guess what? You're now approaching retirement and this is something you had not done. Why? Because for whatever reason, and those are all personal reasons, which is why I think platforms like this and getting connected with people who are in the industry, are doing different things, that you have the information. So no more excuses, you guys, in terms of avoiding real estate regret. Knowledge, resources, tools, the source, references.
One other thing that we can add, and then I'm gone, for first-time home buyers, the down payment. Let's just throw it out right there.
Okay, so hold on. Let me highlight Justin's question right here. He says, because you talk about down payment, he says, are you all fans of 3% down? If not, what do you all suggest? So, go ahead. I think that was going to go with you, and I'll come in. I'll build on it.
Here it is. For me, get in where you fit in.
Ooh, good one.
If you have to do the 3%, do the 3%.
Right.
Until you can build enough equity to say, oh, I'm moving out of this. But to not move forward because you only have 3% when there's so many programs that offer a 3% down.
Right. Plus all kinds of assistance and closing costs and credits and so yeah, great.
But if
great
you
question.
have more that you can afford comfortably. Now,
comfortably, that's right.
If you have more and you put the 3% down, you have a backup fund.
Right.
So then you're safe. But if you only look at it like that, so you sort of have to do the homework and think about what fits best for you and your family. Right.
And that goes back to, I'm just gonna highlight it here. Crunch the numbers. Crunch the number. Well, let me say this, your numbers, because your number will be different from my number. And that's kind of what we get caught up when we're excited about talking about what the real estate market is doing. I think I said this 2 weeks ago. I was like, real estate is popping, y'all. But doesn't make financial sense for you. So as we get ready to sign out, any comments, questions? I really appreciate and love you guys for joining in and just building on this conversation just for a quick moment. Please share, right? Repost, tag, share, and let somebody know that we just had this build on how to avoid real estate regret and some things to be mindful of. So as a quick recap, Hugh, would you give us our quick summary of our 4 points today?
4 points.
We did 6. We did 6, but
right, I thought it was 5. Well, that's all right. I'll say whatever you say. All right. So looking at the property that you're about to buy, the atmosphere, the commute, the homeowner's fees or dues and specialty inspections. In addition to that, renting as opposed to owning, and we all start somewhere. So rent for a time, but then use that as your springboard to ownership, because that way is the quickest way to build wealth for some, not all.
Cool.
Back to you, Lisa.
Cool. Did you cover all of them? That was quick.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so cool. I was actually just doing what I do best, which is dropping comments. I was dropping comments in the box there. So that way, because you guys know Hugh likes to say blatant advertisement, so I'm just putting it out there, just in case.
Great.
Just in case you decide to get real excited and get
the whole conversation for me.
In case you get froggy.
Real estate need. You need to sell or buy income property. Please give us a call. 323-348-1222. Please call us. And you guys shoot us the questions as well.
Great. Have a phenomenal weekend, you guys. We'll see you next Friday. Hugh and Lisa, #Real Estate Rants and Johns. We're out.
Have a wonderful weekend, guys.